What is going on, guys? JD from New York here. Thank you so much for stopping by the channel tonight. Tuesday, October 10th, 2017. This is your official Smackdown Live review for tonight's show. The follow-up to this past Sunday's Hell in a Cell pay-per-view, in which we seen Kevin Owens, with the assist from Sami Zayn, defeated Shane McMahon inside Hell in a Cell. Tonight, we would get the explanation that everybody was waiting for. Why, Sami, why? Why did he help Kevin Owens, who has just verbally destroyed Sami Zayn, physically destroyed Sami Zayn over the past few years, both on Raw and on SmackDown? Why did he help Kevin Owens defeat Shane McMahon? That explanation was coming tonight. We're going to go over that and what I thought of it. Also, a rematch invoked tonight. AJ Styles not waiting any longer to get his rematch for the United States Championship. He went one-on-one in the main event against Baron Corbin, and what I thought was a very shocking ending to SmackDown Live. We're going to go over that as well. Plus, what I thought was one of the best segments in all of the tag team division on SmackDown Live all year, with the Usos and the New Day, man. The Usos are absolutely fantastic. And I love what WWE has done with the Usos and the New Day and the Tag Team Championships on SmackDown Live. If there was only more teams to step up and be competitive following what the Usos and the New Day did following Hell in a Cell, we got some of that tonight, and we got new challengers crowned for the Usos' newly won Tag Team Championships, 5-time champions in the Usos, man. So we're going to go over all that today on SmackDown Live. I want to make one mention here before we get into anything, man. A lot of people are talking about this tonight, and this seems to be bigger than anything that happened on SmackDown Live tonight. I am not going to talk about it today. I will make a video on it tomorrow because I don't have enough information, and I don't want to make a video on it if I don't have enough information. And what I just found out, pretty much it was just a false alarm. A lot of people are up in arms right now. A lot of people are just falsely reporting because they want to get the views and they want to get the money and they want to just be the first to do this and the first to do that. If I learned anything from being in the Call of Duty community, being first doesn't necessarily mean that you are doing something right. Okay? This is why waiting for proper information to come out from a credible source like Ryan Satin or Justin LaBar or something along those lines, someone who definitely we know has inside connection to people in the WWE. Neville is being talked about more so than anything that happened on SmackDown Live tonight. And following rumors of Monday Night Raw plans being changed at the last minute, Neville reportedly walked out of Monday Night Raw before the show started on Monday night. Plans were changed. There was a report today that plans were changed several portions of the show last night on Raw. If you guys missed my review, it's live on the channel right now. Make sure you guys go and check it out. Almost 20,000 views in less than 12 hours, man. Thank you guys so much for the support. If you guys missed that, I'll leave you an annotation within the video. Go and check it out. Plans were changed, and Neville walked out. Now, the original plan last night in the main event for the Cruiserweight Championship was, yes, it was supposed to be a lumberjack match. Yes, the Cruiserweights were scheduled to go on in the main event. Yes, Enzo was set to defend the Cruiserweight Championship, but not against Kalisto. Enzo was not going to defend against Kalisto. Enzo was actually supposed to defend against Neville in the main event of Monday Night Raw last night. Enzo was scheduled to defeat Neville in a lumberjack match on Monday Night Raw. This is when we heard plans changed and WWE called an audible and they made Kalisto take the place of Neville because Neville walked out. And then Kalisto was scheduled to win, and they booked him to win the Cruiserweight Championship away from Enzo Amore. A lot is wrong with a lot of what I just said there. A, they just took the title off of Neville and gave it to Enzo Amore. B, and I don't know why about A, B, they put Enzo Amore in this heel role and they started to build heat momentum for Enzo Amore. He was becoming a proverbial heat magnet. So WWE They originally had booked Neville to lose to Enzo Amore again. Why? Why would you even think about doing something like that when this man has carried that division? I'm assuming against his will, because he doesn't want to be there. He took the role and he reinvented himself. And he's had probably a breakout year along the likes of Braun Strowman. That's going to be at the top of WWE's list at the end of the year. When you talk about MVPs for WWE or breakout stars for WWE, Neville is going to be in the top of a lot of people's lists by the end of 2017. But to have him booked on Monday Night Raw and the original plans to lose to this bum again, no wonder there are reports about this guy walking out. I would have done the same thing. Enzo's a joke. And Neville took it as that, a joke. You put me in this division where I don't want to beat to begin with. I did it to carry this shit on my back. I did it because you were going to give me a year-long run with the championship. And then you want to disrespect me by having me drop the title to this bum? And then have me lose my rematch against this same bum? That's not really how you treat your top-tier talent, WWE. So if the reports are true, I would have walked out along with Neville. And if Neville really did walk out of WWE and quit and ask for his release, then you might as well just cancel 205 Live. Because that makes Neville and Austin Aries walk out of the WWE off the same show for the same fucking reasons. If nobody sees an issue with that, you need your head examined. Things need to be changed. The cruiserweights, that scenario right there with Neville possibly walking out and asking for his release from WWE, there needs to be change in the cruiserweight division if that is the case. Because something is not right there. WWE Creative is having a joke and a grand old time. They think this is a fucking comedy hour here with 205 Live. How far has this division fallen from the Cruiserweight Classic? You take a look at what it's now compared to when we watched that final in the Cruiserweight Classic. It's like night and day. You don't even realize that this is WWE anymore. The fuck is going on? How is this division the same product of what we seen last summer? The huge void of disconnect there. That's an issue to me, bro. But I don't want to jump the gun on Neville leaving WWE yet. I don't want to read too much into it. If I hear anything, I will report it tomorrow. I'll go over these same points and more tomorrow in a video. I'm usually one to wait, because I'm going to get the views regardless. I don't need to be first like half of the fucking people in my sub box already. What are you reporting? You're reporting something that people can easily read on Twitter in 3 sentences. Wait till more information comes out. Neville just recently posted an hour ago on his official Instagram page. Yes, it was a verified account, so I'm assuming it was Neville. It was WWE Neville /King. It was Neville's official Instagram page. He tweeted or posted on Instagram an hour ago saying #Raw, #205 Live. And it was a recent photo of Neville in a 205 Live ring with a microphone in his hand. If he had left the WWE, he would have been radio silent until something was made apparent of his release from WWE. The fact that he's now posting on Instagram just merely an hour ago, several hours after Ryan Satin reported the original news story, he's probably downplaying all of this, and it's nothing but a false alarm. So if you guys want to go head over to Neville's Instagram page, you'll see what I'm talking about. So that's why I'm not reporting. I was actually going to get up and report something because I thought all of this was credible. I seen Satin and LeBar and Solomons and all these guys that I put a lot of faith in reporting this. And I'm like, maybe I should make a video during SmackDown Live. I did not. I went against my judgment there, and I made the right call. Then I seen Neville posted about an hour ago on Instagram, hashtagging WWE Raw 205 Live. So right now, I am under the assumption, and I'm making a logical guess here, that it was nothing but a false alarm. There's no reason why WWE would allow Neville to walk out of WWE just like that. We don't need another Austin Aries situation. We don't need another CM Punk walkout. We don't need anybody holding animosity here. Neville is one of the best talents that this company has under its roof. There's issues underlying here that nobody's really talking about, and WWE refuses to fix it. They just want shit for the network. They want programming and segments for Monday Night Raw. They don't really give a shit what goes on Monday Night Raw or on 205 Live as long as they have minutes filled for television. Meanwhile, they're not really booking the division the way that it's supposed to be booked. WWE has taken one of the greatest productions that WWE has ever produced in the Cruiserweight Classic, and they've embarrassed it down to merely nothing. It's trash. There's a reason why nobody's watching 205 Live. I'm one of them. Neville's not going to get me to watch it, though I know what talent Neville possesses. Kalisto's not going to get me to watch it. Fucking Enzo Amore is not going to get me to watch 205 Live. And nobody else on that roster is going to get me to watch 205 Live. Now, the sad thing is, the fucked up thing is, the thing that worries me most, I thought it was going to happen with Lio Rush. Lio Rush is on NXT, thank God. I'm hearing rumors and rumblings. When Lucha Underground Season 3 ends, Ricochet is a free agent. He has a 90-day no-compete clause. He will not be able to compete with another promotion until Royal Rumble time. What I'm afraid of, and I heard rumblings today, that Triple H is eyeing Ricochet heavily for a WWE run. I hope to God that WWE does not put Ricochet on 205 Live. That's all I have to say about that. Ricochet has world champion written all over him. I know this because I've seen him in person. I've shook the man's hand. I know this. You do not take a talent like Ricochet and put him on 205 Live. You're going to have Aries and Neville all over again. With all these top-tier talents, you're going to have the same thing happen over and over and over again. 205 Live is not a credible brand. It is a fucking joke. It is not a brand people want to be on. The people that are on that brand don't even want to be there. WWE has handled the Cruiserweight division all wrong. I was so for the Cruiserweights being that shot of adrenaline on Monday Night Raw when they first came to Raw following the draft. And they fucked it up since night one. They went about it the complete wrong way. I'll report all this tomorrow once I hear more information. But that's my thoughts on that. Neville right now, it seems to be dying down. He did post on Instagram. But I'm not here to talk about Neville. I'm here to talk about SmackDown Live. And like I said before, I want to thank everybody for all the support. Hell in a Cell review did almost 70,000 views, almost 2,500 thumbs up. Thank you guys so much. I'm going to take one from my boy, who I owe several beers to. Thank you for the Chipotle last week, brother. Macho T. I'm going to say, you guys are fucking savages, bro. Hashtag savages. And you guys are just unbelievable with your support, man. Thank you guys so much. I got an absolutely unbelievable and rabid fan base. So thank you guys so much. Monday Night Raw review is live. Hell in a Cell review is live. I will have more this week. Wednesday we got NXT. Wednesday we got live stream reactions on Twitch. Wednesday we got The Walking Dead. And then we're right back at it to work with Off the Script on Friday. So we got a big week coming up, man. But if you guys missed Off the Script this past weekend, episode 191, we talk about several things. Bray Wyatt, Sister Abigail, why there is not a need right now for tag team divisions in the women's division. WWE talking about bringing the tag team championships to the women's division. They can't even handle one title for the women's division. They're going to add more titles. And also, I go over the fact that there is no need for a women's Royal Rumble. I'm all for women equality in professional wrestling. But there's some things that the women should not be doing compared to the men. Just going to leave it at that. You guys want my thoughts on it? You watch part 3 of Off the Script, man. So that is live right now on the channel. Follow me on Twitter at JDFROMNY206. Hit that subscribe button down below. We are dangerously close to 84,000 subscribers. That would make us 16,000 away from 100,000. Thank you guys so very much. And I want to thank my fine sponsors of this very podcast. I want to thank Audible for sponsoring the podcast, and I want to thank Fight TV for sponsoring the podcast. If you guys want to download Fight TV, you could use my unique link down in the description below. Fight TV, where you can watch Impact Wrestling and Ring of Honor for free. You can order pay-per-views directly through the app and stream it with no cables needed. All you need is a Wi-Fi connection from your phone right to your smart TV, man. You can't get better than that. Watching pro wrestling from your phone, instantly hit a button and you're streaming it on your television, bro, all through the Fight TV app. Download it. Use my link down below and get on that shit right away, man. Thank you guys for supporting Fight TV. And I want to thank everybody for downloading the Audible service, audibletrial.com/offthescript. They're giving you 1 month free of service, including 1 free audiobook when you use our link, audibletrial.com/offthescript. And Jim Ross's new book is making waves already. It is available right now on Audible Trial, available to all new listeners. So if you are a new listener, and we got plenty of them following this weekend's Hell in a Cell pay-per-view, if you guys want something for free, if you guys want 11 hours of audio just spoken by Jim Ross himself, and if there's anybody that knows anything about Kevin Dunn and Vince McMahon, Jim Ross was the right-hand man of Vince McMahon for a very long time, man. So make sure you guys go and download that. We got Jim Ross's new book available on Audible. Use our link, audibletrial.com/offthescript, man. So thank you so very much for all of that and supporting the channel, man. Let's get into the SmackDown review. And I'm waiting for some videos to come through on WWE's YouTube page. I'm waiting for them to upload certain segments I want to go over with you guys, including the Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens segment and the Usos segment to start the show. So I'm going to give it a little Brit. I'm going to cut out here, and I'll be right back with you guys as soon as I refresh WWE's page. I'll be right back here for SmackDown Live. SmackDown Live tonight, man. One of those shows that felt like an NXT show following a takeover. Nothing wrong with it. It's just there. We watch it for an hour. We're kind of like this at the end of the day, right? And there's nothing new. There's nothing new to report. So it was a fairly uneventful event. Not really much built as far as new feuds go. We got one for the tag team division. We'll talk about that in a bit, but not much else new. We're going to have a lot of continuation from Hell in a Cell leading into whatever they got planned next. And there's 7 weeks to go before the Survivor Series. So I don't expect SmackDown Live to begin their Survivor Series build up until about 5 weeks to go, maybe 4 weeks to go till Survivor Series. So for the next couple of weeks, we could probably expect nothing shows from SmackDown Live. But I also waited for WWE to upload the audio and video to their YouTube channel from SmackDown Live, and apparently they thought exactly what I thought of SmackDown Live. It was unimportant and nobody cared. So fuck the audio and fuck the video. It is what it is. But I did manage to get the Kevin Owens skit tonight for SmackDown Live with he and Sami Zayn. So we'll worry about that in tonight's review. Everything else is just going to be me giving my opinion on it. Let's start at the top of the show, man. The Usos started with the New Day, and coming out of their match at Hell in a Cell, I do not mind these guys starting the top of the show. Shane McMahon, by the way, there was a report by People magazine saying that he was injured, that he had a fractured rib, that he had a separated shoulder, that he was in the hospital, that he was not moving. You know, he was partially paralyzed or some shit like that. People magazine reporting WWE News. WWE had to release a statement saying that Shane McMahon is fine. Clearly, he wasn't on tonight's show. He was selling the injuries. WWE did say to People magazine in a follow-up that it's all part of the storyline. Shane McMahon is not hurt. He's probably banged up. No doubt in my mind that he's banged up. Kevin Owens was banged up tonight. He came out limping. Unlike somebody who was in a Hell in a Cell match, Kevin Owens came out limping, selling his injuries, as I would expect from a Hell in a Cell match. But Shane McMahon is okay, and I'm sure I'll report more on Shane McMahon this weekend on Off the Script. So the Usos opened the show. They knew that everything would change. Lives would change inside Hell in a Cell, and now they have something to say to the New Day. So they invite the New Day to come on out. New Day comes out. They do their whole big entrance, and I feel like this is just an observation. This has nothing to do with the storyline here with the Usos and the New Day. I feel like every time Big E's on the microphone in gorilla position doing his shtick, doing the whole New Day entrance, I feel like the crowd doesn't really grasp what Big E is going to say. It's like they don't really coincide with what Big E is saying. You know, it's one of those catchphrases that you can kind of chime in and say it along with him. I feel like the crowd somewhere gets lost in translation somewhere. It's not really fluid from what Big E's trying to get across and then the crowd trying to mimic what Big E is saying. I just feel like it's off, man. It seems like the crowd goes in full retard mode when Big E does his New Day entrance. It's just a little observation I've been seeing, and I want to make mention of that. I don't know why. Things that I pick up, man. Things that you normally don't pick up. So the New Day comes out, and they're all five standing in the very ring. They are the best tag teams on SmackDown Live. This I know, this you know, and they know it, and they wanted that to be public knowledge. They are the best tag teams on SmackDown Live in a very, 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 very thin division. Now, every time they get together, it's the Ali versus Frazier. It's the biggest match that the division can do, and this goes for both divisions. They have been what tag team wrestling has needed on the main roster. But the fact that there's no teams to compete against them is the only downfall of this feud. That's the only takeaway negative that I see here. This is very reminiscent of what DIY and the Revival were doing down in NXT, but we got the Usos and the New Day doing it on a grander scale inside Hell in a Cells and street fights all along major WWE pay-per-views. This is exactly what DIY and the Revival did last year in NXT. So these people didn't see the Usos limping into the next town. These people didn't see the Usos being called by their family, asking if they were okay. These people didn't see the Usos checking into their hotel and the concierge asking them if they're going to be okay. These people didn't see the Usos laying their head on their pillows in their hotel room to go to sleep at night, wincing in pain. None of these people seen that, says the Usos. They have to tell their kids that everything is okay. They have to tell these people that, yes, I'll be fine. Don't worry about me. No one understands any of this but the New Day. And that means they respect all three of them. Jimmy and Jay respect Xavier, Kofi, and Big E. About to shake hands. The New Day went to go shake the Usos' hands as a sign of respect. And now normally, I don't really mind when that happens. Sometimes I do because I want there to be a clear-cut indication of who is heel and who is babyface. But the fact that these teams have been doing this and they've gotten better each match has superseded the last match. This time I don't mind them breaking that wall and kind of throwing heel and babyface out the window for a mere handshake of respect. I don't mind it at all. So after the handshake, or the supposed handshake, which never got done, we got the Hype Bros interrupting. We hear Mojo Rawley complaining about the same damn teams dominating every single week. Jimmy Uso had a nice one-liner here. Mojo, go sit on the sidelines like you did for your entire NFL career. That got a pop out of the crowd. That got a pop out of me. I LOL'd at that line. Shelton Benjamin and Chad Gable then came out. And by the way, another thing I'm observing here, this has nothing to do with the storyline. You know, back in the day when you had one guy in the ring talking shit about another guy, and then someone else wanted to come in and interfere. He'd come from the back. Why does their theme music have to play? Why does their theme music have to play for a brief 5 seconds? Like, we can all see who Mojo Rawley and Zack Ryder are. We don't need the Hype Bros music to hit. Then Gable and Benjamin come out. Their music plays for 5 seconds, right? We know who they are. Then the Ascension come out. Their music hits for 5 seconds. We know who the Ascension are. Then Breezango comes out. We know who they are. Their music hits for 5 seconds. Why does everybody have to come and interfere here, and we got to hear everybody's theme music play over the PA system? What happened to the old school days where Just people would walk through the curtain and just interfere, and you get a nice organic reaction when the crowd realizes who it is. You know? I don't like that, man. I don't like that. Same thing when I was watching back the 1992 Royal Rumble. Every year, at least once or twice a year, I go back and watch the 1992 Royal Rumble. The reactions that the wrestlers got without their theme music playing when they came through the curtain was better than anything that we see nowadays when they come through the curtain and their theme music goes off and they run to the ring. I like the old school way, bro. That's just me. That's just me being a cynic. That's just me being picky. I don't know if you guys really pick up on that type of shit. You know, some ideologies of the old school I wish were incorporated into the current product, but that's just me complaining and not going to get my way, of course. I know. Mojo, go sit on the sidelines like you did for your entire NFL career. Shelton Benjamin and Chad Gable come out. They say that they're the ones who should be in the front of the line, that they beat the Hype Bros at Hell in a Cell. So, boys, get to the back of the line. The Usos are impressed by Shelton Benjamin's credentials. They said, Chad, you're the smart one here. Right, Gable, you're the smart one. You enlisted a Shelton, former IC champ, former US champ, former tag team champion. But boys, get to the back of the line. Breezango comes out. Then the Ascension come out. Before Breezango got a beautiful reaction, by the way. They got a huge babyface reaction. Ascension come out. Breezango didn't say anything. Breezango then said when the Ascension's music stopped, why are you guys following us? Please stop following us. The Usos said they're gonna lock up the other teams. We'll save for Breezango because they're cool, says Xavier Woods. Don't do anything to Breezango because they're cool. That got a nice pop from the crowd. Jimmy then says, I like the Fashion Files too. So after all these teams are out, this brings out Daniel Bryan and says this is not a good night for all this bullshit to be happening. So WWE in typical fashion, I would have had like a mini tournament of sorts. What is with this putting all these teams in one match, man? How is anybody going to get over by having all 4 teams in one match, right? And then the match goes 9 minutes. You got 4 teams here. And all these teams are supposed to get their shit in 9 minutes in a fatal 4-way tag team match to crown number 1 contenders. So not even, that would be 2.5 minutes for each team. I don't see any of that. How is that even possible? That's ridiculous. Bullshit. Absolutely bullshit. I would have had a mini tournament. I would have had, I don't know, the Ascension versus Breezango, and then I would have had a rematch of the Hype Bros and Shelton Benjamin and Chad Gable, since they put on a decent match on the pre-show. That's what I would have did. I would have had Breezango beat the Ascension. I would have had Benjamin and Gable beat the Hype Bros, and then next week we crown new number 1 contenders. What's the fucking problem with that? Why is that so difficult to grasp? Why do they got to take the cheap route out and put them in a fucking fatal 4-way match where nobody's going to get over? How are the Ascension supposed to rise to the ranks? What are they supposed to do in 2.5 minutes? What about Breezango? Yeah, they finally wrestled, but how are you supposed to get your shit in 2.5 minutes? Hype Bros and Shelton Benjamin and Shad Gable, we know what those teams are capable of. So I don't understand why they take the lazy route out all the time. In the end here, Fandango misses the last dance. He misses that big leg drop off the top rope. Always misses it, man. It's a beautiful looking leg drop, but he always misses it. And then we got a moonsault from Chad Gable. Then we get the powerbomb clothesline combination, kind of like a reverse Steiner Brothers finishing move. You know how Scott Steiner used to hold their opponent on his shoulders, and Rick Steiner used to go off the top rope with that Steiner Bulldog? It's the same thing, but reversed here for Gable and Benjamin. So we got their finishing move done to Tyler Breeze. And that was pretty much it, man. 9:21. We got Benjamin and Gable winning this match, becoming the number 1 contenders, man. Clearly, that's the only team right now worthy to challenge the Usos. Tom Phillips did say that Hell in a Cell was the last straw for the Usos and the New Day. Where the New Day goes from here, I don't know. At this point, I would not be against them continuing it for a couple of matches more. But the thing is, it's going to be very difficult to top Hell in a Cell. But we got Benjamin and Gable, man. Fresh opponents for the tag team champions. Should be a damn good match, man. I'm liking Gable and Benjamin. I'm loving the Usos right now. They are absolutely the best tag team in all of WWE right now. Their heel work is the best stuff they have done in their 10 years of service in WWE. And if you disagree with me on that, you clearly are not watching close enough to the Usos, man. So it's going to be very interesting with Benjamin and Gable challenging next for the tag team championships. Natalya cheating to win at Hell in a Cell, or at least getting disqualified intentionally, on Sunday against Charlotte, Lana says Tamina will be taking the title from Natalya. No. How about no, Lana? Tamina isn't taking anything. In fact, Tamina is taking away quality television from our eyes. That's the only thing she's taking away from us. I think Tamina needs to go on a t-shirt. She's awful. Carmella and Charlotte then come in with Natty saying Charlotte disappointed her dad all over again. Cheap shot at Ric Flair causes Charlotte to elbow the shit out of Natty right in the jaw. Big brawl breaks out. We got Naomi jumping in. We got Becky jumping in. We got referees pulling Charlotte off Natalya. So we're about to see another Charlotte versus Natty match. After the last time we seen them on Sunday, I really have no excitement to see these two women go at it again. Just give Charlotte the title and just call it a day, please. Baron Corbin getting a U.S. Championship match. He's glad that he disappointed the Keyboard Warriors on Sunday by winning the United States Championship, and he says he will be glad to do it again tonight. So Baron Corbin sticking it to all the Twitter trolls out there who want to say, fuck you, Corbin. I didn't mind Corbin won. I just hope that AJ Styles gets moved into the WWE Championship picture and takes the title off Jinder Mahal, who SmackDown Live seemed a little bit more enjoyable this evening. I wonder why. Jinder Mahal was nowhere to be found. Look at how good SmackDown feels. It wasn't a good show, but it feels good when Jinder Mahal is not on the show. You feel that? You feel that? But then we got Triple H coming out making statements that he's so proud of Jinder Mahal. Get ready for that 6-month more title reign of Jinder Mahal, folks. He's holding the title to WrestleMania. No question. Becky Lynch versus Carmella. This was a complete waste of time. At this point, I was on my phone. I was honestly just rummaging through Twitter feeds and mentions on Twitter. I didn't care. Becky beats Carmella. Carmella lost. She's the Money in the Bank briefcase holder. She lost, but that's okay because she's holding the briefcase, so she's allowed to lose. That's Vince McMahon's way of thinking. Disarmor for the tap out. Finally, we have Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn. And what we came for here on SmackDown Live. Why, Sami, why? So I got the audio here. We're going to play it. Kevin Owens in the ring, going over his feelings about Sunday night and Hell in a Cell. And then obviously, Sami Zayn explaining why he did what he did on Sunday night to help Kevin Owens defeat Shane McMahon. Here's the audio from SmackDown Live tonight. We'll go over it. Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn tonight on SmackDown Live.
And now, Shane McMahon is gone and he is never coming back. And you people should be counting your blessings, not just for that, but because on Sunday night, you almost lost me too. Because at one point during the match, I saw it. I was blinded by that white light you hear so much about. And I felt my soul start to separate from my body. And then I began to ascend. And it was such a bizarre feeling. It was like I was floating outside of my body, looking down at myself. And then all of a sudden, here I was standing in a long, long line at the pearly gates. And you know, I don't like standing in line very much, so I was pretty aggravated as I'm standing there trying to figure out a way to cut in front of everybody. I was waved to the front by St. Peter himself. That's right. You know what happened? As I stood there, St. Peter looked at me and said, Kevin, as much as we would all love to have you up here, they need you down on earth. They need Kevin Owens. And he even provided me
Kevin Owens is fucking great,
with
man.
my very own guardian angel, Sami Zayn. And then
Listen. You heard that? You heard boos when he mentioned Sami Zayn. I want to make this clear now, because I know people are going to be asking me. People have already asked me, JD, how do you think a Sami Zayn heel turn is going to work? Are you going to like this? In fact, Juicy Steen from Chairshot Reality. I urge you guys to go watch Chairshot Reality now on What Culture Wrestling on What Culture's YouTube channel. He asked me a question about Sami Zayn tonight and how I like WWE playing up the fact that he is nothing but mediocre. You know what? I don't mind it. I don't mind the fact that Sami Zayn, and you're going to hear Sami Zayn in his promo tonight, him pretty much going over exactly what a lot of fans think about Sami Zayn and the fact that he's mediocre. I like it because it rings true. That's how WWE has cast Sami Zayn for the last 3 years. They cast him as nothing but mediocre. Now, Sami Zayn playing that heel foil and getting underneath everybody's skin and becoming a dick, that's where he's going to shine. And I hope that mediocrity turns into success. I'm going to give Sami Zayn... Now, I've been saying for years that I love Sami Zayn, and I think he's got a Daniel Bryan-esque quality in him. And if they get behind him, if the machine gets behind him, he could be that Daniel Bryan character that WWE, to me, right now, sorely needs. They need somebody to get behind who's not in your face, who's not shoved down your throats, that everybody just universally likes and wants to see succeed. That was Sami Zayn. They also got that down in NXT with Johnny Gargano. He's got Daniel Bryan written all over him. But Sami Zayn now, cast in this new role. A, it gets him TV time. B, it gets him next to a main event guy in Kevin Owens. C, I'm going to give it a chance. Do you know why I'm going to give it a chance? Because Sami Zayn now, you know, a lot of people are thinking this is not going to work. People are casting this off as a failure already. I don't mind it, and I'm going to give it a chance. You want to know why I'm going to give it a chance? Because people said the same thing about Neville. Neville was so great, and people wanted Neville to succeed so badly on the main roster. Then he got moved to 205 Live, and he became a heel. They took the cape off of him. He grew his beard out. He started just fucking having a nasty dick-like attitude. They altered his theme music a little bit to be a little bit more metalish and evil. And then as time went on, we started to see the progress that Neville was making as a heel. Neville started off the same way. People cast it off. Oh, I'm not going to like it. This is not the role Neville needs to be in, etc., etc., etc. People saying the same thing about Sami Zayn. If Sami Zayn could follow in the same footsteps as Neville and slowly start creating that new character as a heel, following behind Kevin Owens, and they start taking over SmackDown Live, I'd love to see these guys go for the tag team championships. Kevin Owens could possibly win the WWE championship. Sami Zayn could possibly take the US championship. This could be a dominating force here on SmackDown Live. Kevin Owens could rub off on Sami Zayn. We could start to see Sami Zayn pretty much pull out that inner Neville that I know is in there. I know Sami Zayn has a good heel in him. And if you need somebody to learn off of about how to be a fucking heel, Kevin Owens is the right man. So that's the reason I'm going to give it a chance. And I want you guys to give that a chance as well. So that's my reason behind that. Let's continue on with the promo here. Kevin Owens going to bring out Sami Zayn in just a little bit.
And as I returned down and re-entered my body, that's when I realized my new purpose. And that's to turn SmackDown Live into my very own personal paradise. And here we are, all gathered here tonight in Kevin's heaven. Or as I like to call it, the Kevin Owens Show. So without further ado, let me introduce to you my best friend and guardian angel, Sami Zayn.
I'm going to skip his theme music here because I don't want to get content ID strike. You sold out. You sold out. People very indifferent to Sami right now. Nobody's going to want that Uber drive.
No. before you start, I'm sorry to interrupt you, but before you start, I think you need to explain to everybody that I had no idea you're going to come out on Sunday night at Hell in a Cell, that I have no idea you were going to do that, that I had no idea why you chose to pull me away from certain destruction. You need to explain that to these people, but before you do so, I need to tell you from the bottom of my heart, Sami, thank you.
This is gonna work, man. I
Listen,
like
hey,
this.
I'll explain everything, but it's funny that you're thanking me because actually, you powerbombing me on the apron a few weeks ago is what started opening my eyes to everything. You see, my whole life has been spent trying to please people. My whole career has been about pleasing all these people. No, and I tried to be the good guy and do everything the right way and put all your hopes and dreams and your morals and your beliefs and your ideals and your values, and I put it all on my shoulder, and I embarked on a long, arduous journey, and it brought me all the way to mediocrity. It brought me to mediocrity. Meanwhile, Kevin Owens, my counterpart, became the Intercontinental Champion. He became the Universal Champion. He became the United States Champion. But that's okay because I get to sleep at night. Yeah, I get to sleep at night with a clear conscience, and if I keep doing things the right way, maybe in 4 or 5 years, my time will come. And I genuinely thought that my time had come when Shane McMahon invited me, gave me the opportunity to come to the land of opportunities, SmackDown Live.
All of this is so good because
put on a
it's
show for
so
me.
true,
He told
man.
me everything that I wanted to hear about how
This is
Raw had
exactly
been
what Sami Zayn needed to
mistreating
say.
me and misusing me, which was true, mind you. But how SmackDown Live would give me the opportunity and the respect that I deserved.
This is exactly what Sami needed to say, man.
Well, that was the last meeting I ever had with Shane McMahon. But it's okay. You know how people get busy and birthdays, and he had that whole helicopter thing, and you know, it's fine. I get it. I'll just keep coming every week with a smile on my face. And I did that week in and week out until a couple of weeks ago, when I saw Shane McMahon in the hallway, and I tried to warn him about what Kevin Owens is capable of. And I think we all saw what Kevin Owens is capable of at Hell in a Cell. Yeah. I tried to warn him, and he brushed me off. He brushed me off. He ignored me. He said, Sami, you know, you worry about you, and I'll worry about me. And that's really when I realized that Shane McMahon never cared about me. He never really cared about me. He never really wanted me to get an opportunity. So cut to Hell in a Cell. Shane McMahon versus Kevin Owens inside the Hell in a Cell. I'm watching the match with bated breath just like every one of you. And honest to goodness, just like every one of you, I wanted Shane McMahon to win. I did. And when Shane McMahon knocked Kevin Owens off the Hell in a Cell structure to the announce table below, he had that match won. I'm sorry, buddy, he had you beat. But then he turned around and he started to climb all the way back up to the top of the cell. Now, let me tell you something. Kevin Owens has been a lot of things to me over the years. He's been my best friend. He's been my bitter rival. He's been everything in between. But the one thing he's always been and will always be is my brother. When I saw Shane McMahon up there, I knew he didn't just not care about me. He didn't care about you either. He didn't care about anything but himself. He didn't care about avenging the McMahon name. He just wanted to end your career or worse. And so I saved my brother because it was the right thing to do. I saved my brother because Shane McMahon had become an absolute psychopath. And Kevin, for the longest time, I thought I despised you. Now I realize I just despise the fact you were right. Now I don't think there's much left to say other than thank you.
I'm all for it, bro. I'm all for it. I think the only takeaway I take away from that I think is negative. Sami Zayn could have been a little bit more, I would say, pissed off. He came off as lovable, you know, quirky Sami Zayn, which I hope is going to get better over time. Kevin Owens will get him in line. Same thing happened with Neville. Neville didn't become an overnight amazing heel, you know, in just 1 week. It took him a little bit to fit into that role. I think the same thing's going to happen with Sami Zayn, and I'm willing to give this a shot. Sami Zayn has been absolutely garbage on Raw and on SmackDown. They have not utilized the talent that I know Sami Zayn is, and I've seen it. You've seen it in NXT. Do not bullshit me. Yes, he's mediocre. Yes, he doesn't have a look that is, per se, a WWE champion. But if Sami Zayn can reinvent himself with this new opportunity here, there's no reason why you should not be for it if it gets him to that point where we know he could be. I'm all for this, man. I think this was a great segment. Some people didn't like it. Some people saying that it was lame. Some people said it didn't get across what needed to be get across. Fuck it. I enjoyed it. I thought it was great. I'm hoping everybody gives it a chance. Just like I'm going to give it a chance because I see a lot of Neville in Sami Zayn. I think if he takes that similar route, we can have another success story here at the end of 2017, going into 2018 with another heel coming out of this in Sami Zayn. So what is the amazing plan that WWE has for Shinsuke Nakamura, being that they jobbed him out to a fucking perennial loser in Jinder Mahal? Well, they team him with Randy Orton against Rusev and Aiden English. If you guys observed tonight, Rusev and Aiden English got the jobber entrance. They came back from commercial and they were already in the ring. Randy Orton was about to finish up his entrance. He got partially a jobber entrance, but then Shinsuke Nakamura gets his entrance. So we had a tag team match here that barely went 6 minutes. Kinshasa to Aiden English to finish this thing off. It was absolutely nothing of newsworthy mention at all. Randy Orton was being beat down by Rusev. He makes the hot tag to Nakamura. Rusev breaks up at Kinshasa, but he gets an RKO from Randy Orton, who was just tagged out. Kinshasa to Aiden English at 5 minutes and 58 seconds. That was that. That was that, man. So it's okay for Nakamura to win with a Kinshasa on SmackDown Live, but the right Kinshasa that was hit at Hell in a Cell proved to be the wrong decision at Hell in a Cell. I don't understand that. I don't know where they're going with Nakamura. WWE really needs to start building up Nakamura in a much better way. I wouldn't say that he's buried on SmackDown Live. It's just WWE has taken what they've done in NXT, as always. They've taken what was done so beautifully in NXT, and they've ruined it on the main roster. I don't know, man. Rusev. How do you spell Rusev? Buried. B-U-R-I-E-D. Buried. Aiden English. Couldn't give a shit about Aiden English either way. AJ Styles is going to win the United States Championship back tonight. And that was pretty much what he stated. Whatever. I don't want you to win the U.S. title back, bro. I want you to challenge Mahal and win back the WWE Championship. That's what I want. The WWE Championship needs to be put in the hands of somebody who is a legit champion, who brings credibility. Mahal brings zero credibility at all to the WWE Championship. Garbage. Eric Rowan and Luke Harper. They are alive! They're alive, people. And yes, they still have contracts on SmackDown Live. I don't know what the fuck this is. I don't know if Eric Rowan and Luke Harper were listening to a lot of Amon Amarth. I don't know what the fuck's going on, but they were carrying big hammers. They look like fucking Vikings that just got off the fucking boat. I don't know what's going on, bro. I don't know if this is a repackaged Eric Rowan and Luke Harper. Yeah, it's Eric Harper and Luke Rowan. Might as well. Can't get any worse, right? Eric Rowan and Luke Harper. I don't know if this is a repackaged group here, or if this is the Ascension 2.0. What is this? They're carrying hammers. You know, they have hoods. Why don't you just move these guys back? Why don't you move Bray Wyatt back to SmackDown Live and get the Wyatt family back together? Add a female while you're at it. You know, what is this shit? Let's see how this goes. I don't want to shit all over this yet. But Eric Rowan, I was going to say it again, Eric Harper. Eric Rowan and Luke Harper are going to be back on SmackDown Live. The promo was very cringeworthy, you know? Eric Rowan was looking off into the distance somewhere. His eyes were straying away from the point of view from the camera, you know? Luke Harper has cut good promos in the past. I don't know what the fuck this is. He looked very uncomfortable in this new role, but we'll see what happens, man. Eric Rowan and Luke Harper about to be repackaged. I don't know what the fuck their names are. The Bludgeon Brothers? The Bludgeon Brothers. Yeah, Eli and Jacob Blue. The Blue Brothers. Remember those guys? Yeah, there you go. 2017 version of the Blue Brothers on SmackDown Live. Bobby Roode and Dolph Ziggler, my God. If they ruin Nakamura, I'm awaiting. I even called this, man. I gave it 2 months. It's not even 2 months. Bobby Roode's already being fucking diminished from his role in NXT here on SmackDown Live. Bobby Roode comes out, does the whole glorious shtick, calls out Dolph Ziggler for attacking him after their match on Sunday. If Ziggler wants to fight, come out here right now and fight me. Ziggler comes out. No music, no video package again. Comes off and, or comes out to just straight darkness, silence. Got the Bob Backlund treatment once again. He gets cut off with no music and no lights. Say Bobby Roode looked like $1 million before their match. Then the bell rang and Ziggler dominated until Roode had a cheat to win. Ziggler wants a rematch anywhere, anytime, so Bobby Roode says, come on, you want a match now? Let's do it. So you know the drill. Ziggler comes out, comes close to the ring, says, nah, I'm going to get my rematch when I want, where I want. So the match is booked for next week. Roode and Ziggler number 2 is for next week. Nobody cared about this. This came off very sloppy. It looked like Bobby Roode at one point forgot his lines. He just kept uttering, yeah, into the microphone. The only thing that I took away from this, honestly, you want to know the one thing that stood out about this entire segment? It wasn't Bobby Roode. It wasn't Dolph Ziggler. But Dolph Ziggler has great-looking hair, bro. Great-looking hair. He could rival AJ Styles on any given evening. That's what I learned from this segment. Are you interested in Bobby Roode versus Dolph Ziggler? End it. Make Bobby a heel already. This is fucking garbage. Why is it that they're not understanding that what worked in NXT would work on the main roster? Why are you changing a good thing? You know? This is the Metallica treatment. Metallica changed after And Justice for All. The Black Album was great. They got away with it. But then they tried to recreate the magic of the Black Album, and for fucking 15 years following, they fucking suck cock! Why are you changing? You don't see Slayer changing after 30 years. Slayer now sounds the same as Slayer in 1982! Fucking idiots running this show, man. In the main event, AJ Styles versus Baron Corbin for the WWE United States Championship. Baron Corbin won the title on Sunday. AJ wasted no time in invoking his rematch clause. Dropkick Corbin to the outside before sending him to the floor once again. We go to commercial break. They do, I don't think they did the commercial here. I'm not really sure. I wasn't even paying attention. Corbin threw Ziggler towards the end of the match here. On the Ziggler. I got Ziggler on the head here. Hey, he's got great hair, man. I told you, he's got great hair. Corbin threw Styles. Because I made reference to Styles and Ziggler's hair. Corbin threw Styles on the floor. It looked like he ran off the apron, did Styles, and then Corbin caught him. Or I don't know what it was, but Corbin caught him in a power slam. It looked like he was going to body slam him, but then ended up throwing him on the fucking concrete. AJ, I don't know if he's a really good seller or if he's legitimately hurt, bro. Seriously, he looked like he was fucked up bad. He landed on his hip, he landed on his shoulder. I thought he was hurt at the pay-per-view on Sunday, the way Baron Corbin kicked him out of the ring towards the end of the match before he made the cover and won the title. You know? Especially after that backbreaker, that chokeslam into that backbreaker. I thought he was hurt then. This was worse. AJ looked really messed up here. So after that, back in the ring, end of days, 1, 2, 3, Corbin pins Styles clean. In the main event with AJ Styles, he pins Styles clean with the end of days on SmackDown Live. Surprising ending, to say the least. I guess Baron Corbin is not buried anymore, because if there was any animosity towards him now, it looks like it's slowly disappearing. He's got the United States Championship. He pins AJ Styles clean in the main event on SmackDown Live, and then post-match, Renee Young gets in the ring and asks Baron Corbin about his U.S. title victory over AJ Styles. He says the title isn't going anywhere. And then he gives an answer that only JD could give about all the people who just fucking troll him on Twitter and want to cry when they get benched. Baron Corbin says he's going to buy a boat and float down a river of your tears. No one comes out. And Baron Corbin sticks it to all the Twitter followers and Twitter trolls out there, and the show goes off the air. Fantastic. The promo was actually better than the match. The 45 seconds of the promo was better than the match. Baron Corbin actually looked better here than he did in the entire triple threat match on Sunday. I made a mention of Baron Corbin really needed to pick up the pace when he's in there with guys like AJ Styles. It was still slow, but Baron Corbin looked a little bit more uppity here on SmackDown Live. So Baron Corbin pins AJ Styles clean. Hopefully AJ Styles has moved into another program. Rumors are going around that there will be a Team Shane versus Team Owens. AJ Styles said on Talking Smack that if Shane McMahon needs any help against Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn, that he is there to enlist. He's there to help. So it looks like we might get Kevin Owens and Shane McMahon leading teams at Survivor Series. Where'd you hear it? On Off the Script. So there you go, man. That is SmackDown Live. Not much happened. Pretty much a throwaway show. Like I said, it was one of those NXT following TakeOver shows. It didn't really build to anything else. So we got 7 weeks to go till Survivor Series. We're not really going to see SmackDown Live building to the Survivor Series until about 4 weeks out. It is what it is, man. It wasn't a bad show. It wasn't a good show. It was just there, as always, with SmackDown Live. Thank you guys so much, man. If you enjoyed the content, please hit that thumbs up. Subscribe down below. Follow me on Twitter at JDFROMNY206. Patreon.com/JDFromNY206. A new episode, 1 hour plus of Off the Script Retro went live for $3 patrons today, man. Wow. Off the Script Retro, episode number 4, where we talk about the 1992 Survivor Series review of that entire show, man. So, worth your hour if you guys want to go pledge over there to hear that. That's patreon.com/JDFromNY206 and get your t-shirts, man. Barbershopwindow.com/offthescript. Use code JD17 at checkout for your new Enzo Amore Get Off My TV shirt, man. Thank you guys so much, and I'll see you tomorrow for a live stream of The Walking Dead. I'll talk to you later.